In this video, I want to talk about self-esteem, mainly because a lot of us in the natural hair community, we do deal with some sort of insecurities. Sometimes some people are fine, some are not. And I am someone who started out kind of iffy with it for the most part because I decided to do a big chop. And I'm going to give you a little history on me. Um, Growing up, I've always been that little bitty skinny girl. Like when I graduated high school in 12th grade, I was 97 pounds. So I didn't blossom like everybody else. And then I was really, really yellow. My nickname was Mellow Yellow. And it's funny now because I can laugh about it. And it's my favorite drink. I think they just spoke that into existence. But my friends, we all kind of became friends because we kind of sat at that table to where we didn't really belong with any other group. I wasn't part of band. I wasn't in any type of sports. Didn't hang out, things like that. So I sat at that table to where we just clicked because we wasn't part of any type of group. So then I graduate and I'm still really, really little, insecure. And also too, I wore a jacket all the time just to kind of make me feel bigger. And people would ask me, even when it was hot, why do you have on that jacket? And I wouldn't have like a big old fur coat or anything. It would just be like a windsuit jacket. And it was too hot for a jacket. But I'll just kind of push my sleeves up. And that made me feel covered, bigger, to where they wouldn't be looking at how little I was. But that is something that I was picked on growing up. So, anywho, get into my adult years. Then I got married, started having kids, and after each child, I kept a little bit of weight, not much, so I was still considered small. And people would have things to say, like, you need to eat, or what's up with you, or whatever the case may be about my weight. And so, anyway, when it came to my hair, I always had to have some sort of extension. I did not feel, it's kind of like people with makeup sometimes, they feel like they're not really showing their actual face. It could be a cover up. Some use it to enhance, and then others use it to cover up. My hair was like that. I had to have some type of, I couldn't wear, when I was really little, when I was like 18, 19, I did cut it. And of course I got picked on. Someone asked me, why did I cut my hair that low? I look like a beanpole, whatever the case, whatever. Okay, I've heard it all. And so I decided to just start doing braids, extensions, sew-ins, and that is what I did, and it made me feel secure. It was also something that covered me up. Now mind you, this was hair that I needed on my shoulders, so it kind of, I don't really know how to explain it to you, but it made me feel secure, just like my jacket did growing up. It covered up how small I was, and my hair was a comfort place for me to have the extensions all the time. And so when I decided to do my big chop, I had mixed feelings. I remember getting in the mirror, and I started on one side of my head, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But the more I began to cut, the better I felt. I cannot even explain the feeling to you of how good I felt to cut it. As a matter of fact, not only did I cut it one time, I cut it again the next day. My husband, oh, better that night, my husband took the clippers and just went ahead and just cut it down. That way it could be even all over. And I'll place a picture at the end of this video so that you can see how short I cut it. And my hair kind of looked like, I said in a previous video it was in shock, and I was in shock. I had mixed feelings. What do I do with it now? how are people going to feel about me? How are they going to look at me? I go from the long perm hair and extensions to short hair that's poking out everywhere. Like, what are they going to think about me? What are they going to have to say? So my first time stepping out of the house with my big chop, someone asked me, well, what are you going to do with it now? And the way that it was said to me, I got offended. I was like, what do you mean what I'm going to do with it now? It's just how it was said. Maybe they just meant like, what's the next style? What's the next step or whatever? But it was like, I said, do you like it? Yeah, what you going to do with it now? That type of attitude. But anyway, people do stare. And when you're already feeling insecure, me being picked at, people always finding something to pick at growing up. And for people to stare at me now, those feelings still do sit with you. I forgive them. Yes, I do. Not mad at all. But those feelings still do sit with you sometimes. And when someone stares at me a little bit too long, I begin to think, well, what's up? Like, is it something on my face, my hair, and of course, since the big chop, I automatically said it was the hair thing. And maybe people didn't understand it. And but you have to start being secure on this journey. At some point in time, you're going to come across, and maybe not, but you're going to come across someone who is full of questions. And even though you answer those questions, they still don't seem satisfied. They want to know why. What are you thinking? Why do you prefer wearing your hair this way? Me, I wear my hair in an afro a lot. A lot. So they don't understand why would I do that. Are you trying to prove something that's different? Well, I am different, so that's just me. I guess I could say, why do you wear your hair that way? But it just doesn't make any sense because you're you, and that's just how you wear your hair. So it's going to come a time when you're going to have to stand up for yourself, and your feelings are going to have to stop getting hurt, and you just have to love yourself. I did feel free at the big chop, but I knew I was in for it at the same time. And that's just how that's been working out in my life. For the most part, I haven't heard too many negative things about me going natural. The only thing that I've heard is, why do you want to wear nappy hair? Why do you want to have nappy hair? Well, first of all, I'm kind of born with it. So what if I asked you to not embrace what you were born with? What if I asked you to remove your skin complexion, or remove your birthmark or whatever? It really makes no sense for you not to embrace something that is naturally yours and feel good with it. And although society puts so many different things up, and they're getting better. I've seen a lot of different natural hair pictures with celebrities, but they put a lot of things up of what you should look like, and it makes it hard. Teenagers and adults, some may not say they do, but they do. They look at what's out there and hope and wish that, oh, my stomach was like that, or, oh, I wish my hair was like that. Even in the natural hair community, I help a lot of different individuals just starting out on their journey and transitioning. And when they come to me, they're looking at someone else and their hair journey. Of course, we all do, but they want the same. And this could be someone 4C like me looking at a 4A. Your curl pattern is not going to be like hers. Your texture, the feel of your hair and everything is not going to be like hers. What may work for her may not work for you. And that shouldn't be anything to discourage you, because we all have different hair. Like with my hair, the very front has its own thing going on, and then you get farther back, I have a curl pattern, and I just have to deal with it. I really do. I can't look at the next person and say, oh well, she did a beautiful wash and go with Echo Style gel, and then I go and try it, which I did, and then get upset because mine didn't turn out that way and want to give up on it and want to perm, relax, whatever the case may be. You have to understand that it is your hair. You have to figure out what works for your hair, and that's the fun part of it, figuring out your hair. And when you're doing that, you're getting to know yourself. And I can tell you, since I have been on my natural journey, I love myself more than I ever have. More than I spend a lot more time with myself. Because with our hair, and you know it, it takes work. It takes time to sit there and go through your hair and detangle it and do what you need to do and condition it. It takes time to do that. So therefore, you're taking time and investing in yourself. And it's great. And then as I look back over my pictures and how I started and where I am now, and just how I feel now, I feel so free. Used to, I wouldn't even put on anything what I would call fashionable. I was basic, jeans and a t-shirt, a jeans and a regular shirt. But since I've been on this natural journey, I could just throw on anything and call it a day. I'm so serious. I mean, anything and call it a day and feel so good about it. And when I go into the stores, Walmart or wherever I'm going, and people are looking, I smile and I say, how are you doing? And a lot of times people are like, I really love your hair. But if you're not speaking with these individuals, it can be taken the wrong way. Like, I wonder, if she's talking about me in her head or whatever the case may be. So I'm more social. I am a social person. But I'm even more social now that I'm on this journey, because a lot of people have questions. As far as people touching my hair, no. I haven't had anybody ask to touch my hair. They just kind of look at it and they're like, okay, yeah. For the ones who don't understand it, they're just like, yeah, they don't touch my hair. Of course, my husband always does my conditioning, but that's different, right? But no, nobody touches my hair. But a lot of people ask me to touch theirs. They come up to me and they say, what type of hair do you think I have, or whatever the case may be, and I'll help out there where I can. But for the most part, I don't have that problem. But it is important that you love yourself and you understand that you do have a purpose. Your hair is not going to do what you want to do every day, and it can be aggravating and frustrating, especially when you're already going through things. Me, I'm a mother. I wake up 5:50 a.m., get my kids situated for school, get them off, and I see about 2 little ones throughout the day in school full time. I blog. There's just so much that I do, and when my hair is not acting right, when my twist out fails, when my bantu knot fails, my hair is not dry, but I have to go, so I need to take it loose. And I'm like, wow, all that work I put into that just to have to end up with what it is now. You just have to take it as it is, roll with the punches, and keep it moving. It's not the end of the day. And then being natural, you can just rock whatever. One side frizzy, the other side, if that's kind of defined, then I just kind of go through and frizz up the other side, whatever, or spritz it down with water to make it frizz up or whatever. But anyway, you have to love yourself. And I feel like on this natural journey that you're on, you will begin to do so. You will. And just remember that you are special. Your hair is very unique, and there's so many different things out there that you can do or purchase for your hair. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. It's a journey. Have fun with it. So where I stand now in my life, happy. I love myself. I love my hair. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed. So I want to take this time to tell all my subscribers thank you so much for all of your support. Now I would love for you to rate in the comment, share, and for those who haven't subscribed, subscribe. And y'all have a blessed day.